Good evening. I want to talk about the Charlie Kirk resolution in the House of Representatives. With all of the divisive and negative things that he said about blacks, why are black expected to agree with the falsehoods about him in the resolution? It almost sounds like Stockholm Syndrome. Let's get into the article. I want to explain something that happened in Congress recently, about a resolution that caused a lot of controversy. It was called House Resolution 719. And it was about honoring the life of Charlie Kirk after his assassination. At first, this sounds simple. Congress was condemning political violence and sending condolences to his family. Almost everyone agrees that violence is wrong, and no one should be killed for their beliefs. But the way the resolution was written went further than just condemning violence, and that's where the problem started. The resolution didn't just say violence is bad or we're sorry for his family's loss. It praised Charlie Kirk's legacy. It called him someone who defended liberty, truth, and biblical values. It even described him as a model for young Americans who inspired a generation. That's where many members of the Congressional Black Caucus, CBC, and others got upset, and I want to explain why. One of the biggest issues is that Charlie Kirk often spoke against the Civil Rights Act of 1964. That law is one of the most important protections in American history. It ended segregation and outlawed discrimination based on race. Kirk once called the Civil Rights Act a mistake and even an anti-white weapon. For Black Americans, this law is a cornerstone of equality. So, honoring someone in Congress as a defender of liberty, while he had openly criticized the law that secured basic rights for Black people, feels like a slap in the face. Kirk also insulted Black women leaders, calling them DEI hires. He used this language against women like Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson and Vice President Kamala Harris. This suggests that these women didn't earn their positions because of intelligence, hard work, or talent, but only because of diversity programs. That kind of language is deeply offensive. So, when Congress praises him as an inspiration, it feels like they're ignoring the harm his words caused to Black women and the message it sends to young people of color. Another reason this resolution offended people is because it glorified his ideology. Instead of being a simple, neutral statement condemning violence, it turned into what some lawmakers called a political trap. If you voted yes, it looked like you were endorsing all of Kirk's beliefs. If you voted no, people could accuse you of not condemning violence. Many Democrats, including Black Caucus members, said they would have supported a resolution that only condemned political violence. But they could not support one that also praised someone whose ideas often attack the very communities they represent. Many Democrats, including Black Caucus members, said they would have supported a resolution that only condemned political violence. But they could not support one that also praised someone whose ideas often attack the very communities they represent. The resolution ignored the harm Kirk caused with his words. It only highlighted the good things, like his passion for America and his faith, without mentioning the pain he caused to marginalized groups. For Black people, this looked like Congress was rewriting history, celebrating a man who dismissed their struggles while never giving equal recognition to Black leaders who fought for justice. Finally, many Black lawmakers pointed out a double standard. Congress often struggles to pass resolutions honoring Black leaders or condemning racism. But in this case, they quickly passed a resolution honoring a white conservative figure, even though his record on civil rights was hostile. To many Black Americans, this shows that Congress values some legacies over others, which continues a long history of racial inequality. The Black Caucus members who voted yes. Even though most members of the Congressional Black Caucus voted against the resolution, 4 members voted yes. They were Hakeem Jeffries, New York; Gregory Meeks, New York; Don Davis, North Carolina. 4th member as listed in the roll call. Their vote stood out because the majority of Black Caucus members strongly opposed the resolution. This shows how complex and divided the issue became, even within the Black Caucus itself. In the end, the controversy wasn't about whether violence is wrong. Everyone agrees it is. The controversy was about whether Congress should officially glorify someone who insulted Black leaders and rejected civil rights protections. For many Black Americans, that was deeply offensive.